Hello, everybody. I'll be explaining the introduction of the subject entrepreneurship development. So, let's start with what is entrepreneurship. It is the process of designing, launching, and running a new business, which typically begins as a small business, such as a startup company, offering a product, process, or service for sale or hire. The next is, if this is entrepreneurship, who are the ones who are running the show? That is, who are the entrepreneurs? Entrepreneur is derived from the French word entreprendre, which means to undertake. So, this is the person who is going to undertake and run the organization, who is responsible for just everything in the organization. Entrepreneurs, driven by an intense commitment and determined perseverance, they work very hard. They're optimists who see the cup as half full rather than half empty, and then they burn with the competitive desire to excel. These are certain characteristics about the entrepreneurs. These people are highly optimistic. They're the ones who make strategies to run the business, and they have a vision that this organization will grow with time, the organization will capture the market share, and the organization will survive in the business environment for as long as possible. The next is entrepreneurs versus small business owners. So let's try and understand the distinction here. Small business owners, they are the ones who manage their business by expecting stable sales, stable profits, and stable growth. And how is that possible? That is all possible when you're not doing anything new. You are absolutely relying on stability. They are the ones whom we call small business owners. On the other hand, who are entrepreneurs? Entrepreneurs are those people who are going to focus all their efforts on innovation, profitability, and sustainable growth. Now, what do we mean by innovation? Innovation is they're going to try and find out what is that something new, which can be in terms of process, which can be anything, a new addition in any product or in any service. These are the things that are maybe already prevalent, but there is a new perspective somehow that these people are able to add on. That is what an entrepreneur is, and that is how they differentiate themselves from small business owners, and thus they seek similar kind of profitability, and also they seek sustainable growth. Anything that they're going to choose in terms of coming up with a product or a service or maybe a combination of both, they're going to expect stable growth. They're going to expect that this is going to be acceptable by the audience, the targeted customer, and their organization is going to run for as long as possible. Next, let's just try and understand the characteristics of entrepreneurs. The first one is the desire for responsibility. They are the ones who have initiated a concept. That concept is something new about their product, something new about their service, or maybe a combination of both, and they take the responsibility to run the show, and they have a vision that their organization is going to survive the business environment. Preference for moderate level of risks, often we call them risk eliminators, and in certain books you will also come across the term they are risk calculators. That is, that they are not the ones that usually people assume are high risk takers. No, that is not the case. They are the ones who understand everything in terms of how much do they possess in terms of capital, who are the people who are going to be with them as their support system, and other details that they require to run the show. So what they're doing is they're not taking risks in terms of being, blind and having complete faith or whatever they're going to do is going to be a success. No, that's not happening. In fact, what is happening is that they take responsibility and they take each step with lot of risk elimination. That is trying to make sure that whatever they're going to do is going to be a success. Whatever they're going to do is going to click with the audience, that is their targeted customer. The third is they're self reliant. No entrepreneur is going to come up with something that they are not confident about. Or let's say they're not going to come up with any product, service, or anything else that they don't understand. They're going to be self-reliant. They might be collaborating with people to do something else, but yet the most important task in the firm will always be done by the entrepreneur himself or herself. And that is what we mean when we say self reliant. The next is they have the confidence in their ability to succeed. These people are optimistic. These people will always find a way, or they always try to find a way and try to be positive in their approach. And that is what confidence here means. And they're determined to make sure that their organization will not fail. They're determined to make sure that people that they've chosen, they're together, they're sticking to their job, and they are doing everything for the benefit of the organization, and the organization is going to achieve their goal. That is what determination is. Next is what entrepreneurs do. Entrepreneurs assemble and then integrate all the resources needed, that is, the people, the money, the business model, the strategy needed to transform an invention or an idea into a viable business. So, in most of the cases, you will find that these people are not the innovators. These people are, in fact, doing the things that you tend to ignore. These are the ones who will have a novel approach of doing things, and those things are already existing, but they will have a better way, or they will find a unique way of putting all of these things into use. That is exactly what entrepreneurs do. Certain myths that we need to understand when we say entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs are born and not made. That's not the case. That means that no amount of training or no amount of learning can help an individual to become an entrepreneur. That's not the case. Government is making a lot of policies, and entrepreneurs are joining courses, they're learning from their peers, they're ready to do live projects in some startups. And all of that is to have an understanding, to build up the confidence, to run their own firm. So, thus, it's a myth. We cannot say that entrepreneurs are born and they cannot be made. Of course, entrepreneurs can be made when they are undergoing certain training, they're observing, and then they are, you know, putting their hands into something. So, training is possible, and that's what is going to make an entrepreneur. The second is entrepreneurs are doers and not thinkers. That's not possible. Entrepreneurs strategize. They are the ones who are responsible to make sure that their organization survives everything and it is in the industry for as long as possible. So they need to be thinkers. They are the strategists. The third is entrepreneurs are always inventors. That's not the case. In fact, most of the times, they're not the inventors, they're innovators. They're trying to find out different ways of using the same thing, maybe, or coming up with novel ideas of combining different kind of products and services and coming up with their own venture. The fourth is all entrepreneurs need is money. And the fifth is all entrepreneurs need is luck. So it's not just the money or it is just not the luck. These are all myths, because the entrepreneur might be having all the money in the world, but the idea is not new. The person doesn't know how to market out his or her products. The person doesn't know how to compete with the competitors in the industry. Even if this person has lots and lots of money, the company might not be able to run. So money is required, but along with money there are so many other things that is required. And so is the case with luck. We cannot say entrepreneurs are just simply lucky that they're running their businesses, nothing is going wrong. It is not the luck, it is the hard work which is behind, in understanding the market, in coming up with a novel product and service, and that is all about it. So that is about this session. Thank you very much.